All right, good afternoon, Algebra 2 students. This is Mr. Hazelhorst to you, bringing your Friday notes. 6.3b is what we're going to cover. This is the answer key to your homework assignment from yesterday. So if you want to check that out, hit pause and you can check over your answers. Again, hit pause and check those answers. Otherwise, we're going to move right along here. I'm going to get my display set up. So today we're going to cover some more with logarithmic functions. We're going to talk some more about Chapter 6, Section 3. All right, so let's begin with a little bit of review. Yesterday we talked about how to change forms as we are switching from logarithmic to exponential. So I just want to do just a couple problems as a reminder about that. So if we want to take this problem on the left here and switch that over into its exponential form, right? We know that the base is 5, so we're going to put that down. The exponent is 4, and we know this is going to be equal to 3x, right? So this is changing it from logarithmic to exponential form. All right, if we do this problem over here, the thing that we want to remember with this problem is we might look at it and go, well, what in the heck is the base, right? It's missing. We could see that over here, but remember yesterday we talked about two special cases, the common log and the natural log, and so this is an example of our common log, right? So we actually have a base of 10. So we can write this to be base 10, exponent is 4 times m, and this would be equal to 15. All right, so just a little review about switching from logarithmic to exponential form, and we'll do some more of that today. But we want to take the next step with working with our exponential graphs, all right? So what I want to introduce to you today, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday, is how to use logarithms on your calculator. Yesterday I just had you look and recognize that, hey, I do have a logarithm button on my calculator and I have a natural log button on my calculator. And so today we're going to utilize those. So let's type in a few problems, right? So let's start out with log of 100, all right? So let me get my calculator up and rolling here. All right, now your calculator may be a little bit different than mine, but working with logarithms on our calculators is pretty simple. So I'm going to point out that on my calculator over here on the left side, I have a log button and I have a natural log button, right? And so in this problem, when I want to find log of 100, I'm just going to hit my log button and then type in 100. Now, some of you might have a calculator where you need to type in the 100 first and then press log. So you might have to play around and experiment just a little bit. But hopefully, once you get it figured out, you should be able to come up with the answer of 2. Okay, so let's go back to our previous slide and talk about why is the log of 100 2. Right, so we just found the answer to this question and we said, hey, log of 100, this equals 2. Now, just why that should make sense to us is based on what we talked about yesterday. All right, now you're not going to do this for every problem. I just want you to know how to use your calculator, but I want to explain it this first time, right? So we said, hey, this is log. Since I don't see a base, I know that's base 10 of 100 equals 2. So think about switching this to exponential form, right? So if I write this as exponential form, I would say this is the same as 10 to the second power is equal to 100. Okay? Well, hopefully you look at that and say, yeah, 10 to the second is 100, right? And that's why log base 10 of 100 is 2. Logarithms are set up to find the unknown exponent, okay? All right, so let's do a couple more for practice here. So let's take log of 8, okay? So we'll do log 8, press enter, and there would be our value, right? So this would be approximately 0.9 as we evaluate the log of 8. All right, now, at this point in our work, we are only going to work with problems that are either log base 10, the common log, or the natural log. Later on, we'll add in, okay, what if it was log base 5 of 8? How do we use our calculator? But we're not getting there yet, okay? So let's finish this. We said log of 8 is equal to approximately 0.9, okay? Now let's find some natural logs, okay? Let's find the natural log of 1 and the natural log of 5, okay? So if we go back, now I'm going to utilize my natural log button. So I'm just going to hit the natural log of 1. Now, if your calculator on the common log problem, you had to type the number first and then hit the logarithm, you'll do the same thing here. Again, just experiment until you can find the correct answer. But if I take the natural log of 1, I should get 0. Now, let's talk a little bit about that one as well, and we'll just do this the first time, but we just found that the natural log of 1 equals 0. And I want us to, again, understand, well, why is it 0? Well, again, let's convert it to exponential form. So if I convert this into exponential form, right, this natural log is the same as saying log base e. So I have e to the 0 power equals 1. Well, hopefully we look at that and say, yes, that is true, right? We know that anything to the 0 power is 1. So that's a true statement. That's why the natural log of 1 is 0. All right, now let's do the natural log of 5. So let's go back to my calculator. Natural log of 5. All right, got that set up in my calculator. Press enter. Well, that's about 1.6. Okay, so part of your assignment today is going to be utilizing your calculator a little bit. But we're going to do that in the midst of some other problems, okay? But there are our 4 problems utilizing our calculator. So hopefully that's pretty easy to you, okay? So let's take the next step with this. Let's combine using our calculator with what we did yesterday, switching between the 2 forms, okay? So today I'm actually going to have you do some actual solving. So this says solve for x by changing it to exponential form. So we're going to tie in what we learned yesterday, right? So let's take this logarithmic problem and let's turn it into exponential form first. So if I write this as an exponent, right, we'd say, hey, 2, that's my base, to the 4th power equals x. Okay? Well, now I actually want to solve for x. I don't want to leave this as 2 to the 4th equals x. So let's go back to our calculators and let's put those to work. And so I can just now use my exponent button on my calculator. We've used that before, right? So 2, my exponent button is a little caret button over here. So 2 to the 4th, all right, press enter. Well, that's 16. So I now know that 16 is equal to x. And there's my answer, all right? I've solved that, but I had to do that by changing it to exponential form first. Okay, so again, that's going to be part of our work today. We're just going to utilize what we learned yesterday along with our calculators to actually do some solving. Okay, so let's do the next one here. All right, again, switch it to exponential form. So my base is 3, my exponent is 2, that's going to be what equals x. Well, I know that 3 squared is 9. I don't have to use my calculator for that. All right, and there is my solution to the problem. Okay. Let's do the last one. Again, just a reminder, hey, if we don't see that base there, we know what should be there. All right, so what's our base in this problem? Hopefully you just said 10, right? So this we're just going to simply write as 10 to the 3rd power equals x. And again, I can type in 10 to the 3rd on my calculator, or if you know a little bit about 10, right, I know that 10 to the 3rd is 1,000. So there is my answer, okay? So those are some of the problems that you're going to do today. Just, again, same thing that we did yesterday. That skill is really important to be able to trade between both forms, but now just taking it a little step further, okay? Let's do a couple more. Let's go the other way, all right? So let's do some problems that are originally in exponent form, and we're going to solve these by changing to logarithmic form. And then we'll put our calculator to work, all right? So the first thing that I need to do on this problem on the left, I need to change it to logarithmic form, all right? So we're going to say, hey, okay, that means log, my base is 10. Now, because it's a base 10, I don't have to write that base there, all right? So I'm going to, just so that we can know that we've dealt with that number, but I don't have to put this 10 here, right? So log base 10, and this is going to be equal to the exponent, right? So that means the 108 goes right here in between. And now I can evaluate this on my calculator, right? Again, because that's log base 10, I can simply see that as log of 108 And that's what I'm going to type into my calculator. So we utilized those calculator skills before, so let me pull my calculator back up. All right, so if I do log of 108, press enter, and there is my value. So x is going to be about 2.0. Okay, so I'll just write that down in here. 2.03, however you want to write that, right, is approximately our x value. Okay, so again, just changing to logarithmic form and then using our calculator to finish out. So let's do our last one here. All right, again, if we change this into logarithmic form, right, my base is e, so this is log base e. This is going to be equal to m, right? M is my exponent. So then this 20 is going to fill in here. Now this log base e, right, we want to see that as just simply being the natural log of 20 is equal to m. All right, and now I can just put my calculator to work again. All right, let me pull my calculator back up. So I'm just taking the natural log of 20, and that is equal to about 3 when I round off. All right, and you might write 2.99, that's fine. Not going to be super picky on the rounding at all. But there is our answer to our problem. Okay, so that's what you're going to do today. All right, we're going to, again, very similar to yesterday, utilizing our ability to change between the two forms, and then using our calculator to finish it out. All right, so if you guys have questions on this, I'd encourage you to help each other out, and we can answer questions over this on Monday as well before your quiz. All right, so let's talk about what you need to do next. So now that you've finished this video, all right, I want you to show the completed notes to the sub, and the sub will give you your homework assignment once that they've seen you've completed your notes for this section. The homework assignment is a worksheet, and the answer key to that worksheet is going to be posted in the Google Classroom, so you can check that out. All right. You guys will have a quiz on Monday. Again, we'll have time in class before Monday to answer some questions, get you caught up on things there, but that's where we're at for today. So you guys make it a great Friday, and I will see you on Monday.